The New York federal courtroom was a crucible of tension, its air thick with the weight of anticipation. Reporters gripped their pens, jurors sat frozen, and the gallery buzzed with hushed whispers. Then the heavy oak door swung open, and a man in a plain gray suit stepped forward. He was no celebrity, no media darling, just an FBI agent named Daniel Harper, whose unassuming presence belied the explosive truth he carried. As he approached the witness stand, the room fell into a profound silence. Every eye locked on him. This was no ordinary testimony. It was a reckoning, a moment that would tear through the glittering facade of an entertainment empire. Agent Harper's words were about to unveil a hidden vault, a fortress of secrets buried deep within a Beverly Hills mansion owned by a music mogul once hailed as untouchable. But this story isn't just about a vault or a man. It's a saga of power, manipulation, courage, and the relentless pursuit of justice. It's about the voices silenced by fear, the survivors who dared to speak, and the mother whose love became a beacon in the darkness. Are you ready to step into the shadows and uncover the truth? Join us on this journey and share your thoughts in the comments. What does it take to dismantle a system built on silence? Like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on stories that change the world. It began with a whisper, a tip from an anonymous source that led federal agents to a sprawling estate in Beverly Hills owned by a music mogul whose name was synonymous with success. The raid, conducted under the cover of dawn, was no routine operation. We were prepared for resistance, Agent Harper testified, his voice calm but edged with steel. But nothing could have prepared us for what we found. Hidden behind a false wall in the mansion's lower level was a vault secured by biometric locks and retinal scans. This wasn't a safe for jewelry or cash, he said. It was a repository for power. The courtroom leaned in as Harper described the vault's discovery. Concealed in a labyrinth of opulence, it required advanced technology to access. Even the staff didn't know it existed, he noted, sparking murmurs in the gallery. Inside, agents uncovered a chilling archive, encrypted hard drives, meticulously labeled folders, handwritten logs, and physical artifacts that painted a picture of control spanning decades. The mogul, seated at the defendant's table, stared straight ahead, his hands clenched so tightly his knuckles widened, betraying the cracks in his once unshakable facade. The vault's existence reveals a disturbing truth about power in the entertainment industry. It wasn't just a physical space, but a symbol of a system designed to protect secrets and maintain dominance. The biometric locks and hidden chambers suggest a level of premeditation that goes beyond personal gain. It's about engineering an empire where dissent is impossible. This raises a critical question. How do such systems take root and why do they persist? Share your thoughts below. Have you seen similar power structures in other industries or communities? Agent Harper's testimony took the courtroom into the heart of the vault's contents. We found an archive that wasn't about music or business. He said it was about leverage. The vault contained hundreds of files, audio recordings, video clips, contracts, and correspondence, each labeled with initials, dates, and categories like assets, leverage, and pending action. These weren't standard records. They were doses of personal secrets, Harper explained. Confessions, private conversations, moments captured without consent, all stored to ensure compliance. One folder labeled Priority Control contains surveillance footage from private retreats, guest homes, and studios. We found clips of industry executives, artists, even influencers recorded without their knowledge, Harper testified. One video showed a prominent figure sharing personal struggles, unaware their words were being preserved as ammunition. Another captured a young artist begging for a contract release, met with a chilling response. "You know what I have on you? Stay in line." The jury's faces grew pale, and a woman in the gallery stifled a sob, clutching her neighbor's hand. The use of unauthorized recordings to control individuals is a betrayal of trust that cuts deep in an industry built on collaboration. It's not just a violation of privacy, but a weaponization of vulnerability, turning personal moments into tools of coercion. This discovery prompts a broader question. How can we protect individuals from such exploitation in high-stakes environments? Should there be stricter regulations on surveillance in the entertainment industry? Drop your opinion in the comments, and let's spark a conversation about safeguarding trust. Among the vault's most unsettling finds was a handwritten log dubbed the Influence Index by the FBI. Its pages listed names, celebrities, politicians, media figures, each accompanied by annotations like owned, owed, watched, or target. This wasn't a personal journal, Harper clarified. It was a strategic blueprint tracking who could be controlled, who needed monitoring, and who posed a threat. Some entries included dates that aligned with public scandals, sudden career exits, or contract disputes, suggesting a pattern of orchestrated consequences. One entry from 2004 referenced a rising star with the note compliant stable. Another from 2017 listed a journalist with the word neutralized next to a date that matched their departure from a major publication. These weren't random notes. Harper said. They were part of a system designed to manage power dynamics across the industry. The judge leaned forward, visibly disturbed, while the mogul's legal team scribbled furiously, their faces topped with the realization that the evidence was mounting. The influence index is a chilling reminder of how silence can be weaponized. By leveraging personal vulnerabilities, the mogul allegedly ensured compliance, stifling dissent, and protecting his empire. This pattern echoes beyond entertainment, appearing in politics, corporate boardrooms, and even communities where power imbalances thrive. What does it take to break free from such a system? Share a story of someone who stood up to pressure in your life or community. Let's celebrate their courage in the comments and inspire others to speak out. The testimony darkened further when Harper described a hidden chamber within the vault Sentimed, Sub-Zero by the FBI, accessible only through a concealed stairwell and a retinal scan. It was a vault within a vault. This wasn't for storage. Harper said it was for preparation. Inside, agents found tools of intimidation, mannequins dressed in replica clothing of real artists, blueprints of studios and homes, and scripts for rehearsed conversations. It was a psychological war room, he explained, designed to manipulate and control. The Sub-Zero chamber also housed a projector looping footage of past encounters, interviews, performances, private moments, each annotated with notes like leverage point or emotional trigger. One wall displayed black and white photos, some faces scratched out, others circled with dates corresponding to overdoses, breakdowns, or mysterious career collapses. We're still decoding the connections, Harper admitted, but the pattern suggests these were not coincidences. The courtroom was silent, the weight of the revelation pressing against every chest. The Sub-Zero chamber reveals a level of psychological manipulation that goes beyond coercion. It's about breaking spirits. By studying vulnerabilities and scripting interactions, the mogul allegedly turned relationships into transactions, reducing people to assets. This raises a vital question. How do we protect mental health in environments where power is absolute? Share your thoughts below. What steps can we take to safeguard vulnerable individuals in high-pressure industries like entertainment? The courtroom reached a turning point when Harper revealed the final piece of evidence, a single video file in a folder labeled Icarus, time-stamped 2 years prior. The 2 7-minute recordings showed the mogul alone in a private booth, pacing and sweating. He wasn't performing for an audience. Harper said he was confessing. In the video, the mogul spoke directly to the camera, his voice a blend of arrogance and paranoia. They think they're free, but I write their story. I've built this game, and I know how it ends. He named dozens of individuals, artists, executives, even allies, detailing how he'd recorded them, manipulated them, and silenced them. The final minute was the most damning. Smirking at the camera, he said they'll never believe it. They'll call it a rant, a breakdown. But the vault holds the truth, and no one's got the guts to open it. Harper looked at the jury, his voice unwavering. We opened it. His words are no longer his. They belong to the world. The courtroom was silent, not out of shock, but out of reverence, for a truth too heavy to process. The mogul's facade crumbled, his shoulders slumping under the weight of his own confession. A voluntary confession, especially one recorded without coercion, is a rare and powerful piece of evidence. It strips away deniability, exposing intent and motive. The Icarus video suggests a man who believed his power was untouchable, yet his arrogance led him to document his own downfall. This prompts a broader question. How do we hold those in power accountable when they believe they're above the law? Share your ideas in the comments. Let's brainstorm ways to ensure justice prevails. In the face of arrogance, behind the courtroom drama stood a figure whose quiet strength anchored the narrative. A mother whose love for her child became a catalyst for change. Years ago, she had entrusted her teenage son, a prodigious talent, to the mogul's mentorship, believing it was the path to his dreams. I thought I was giving him the world, she later said, her voice breaking with regret. But as her son's star rose, she noticed changes, sleepless nights, panic attacks, a haunted look in his eyes. She initially attributed it to the pressures of fame, but a mother's intuition told her something was wrong. When she learned her son had been hospitalized for mental health struggles, including post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, her world shattered. I'm his mother, she said, in a private moment, tears streaming down her face. How did I miss his pain? Driven by guilt and love, she began a quiet quest for answers, contacting former staff, collecting notes, and piecing together fragments of the truth. I didn't want vengeance, she explained. I wanted my son to be free. Her efforts culminated in evidence that corroborated her son's testimony, strengthening the case against the mogul. This mother's journey from guilt to action is a testament to the transformative power of love. Her story reminds us that even in the face of systemic power, a single heart can spark change. Her quiet determination to support her son and other victims highlights the strength of family in confronting injustice. Have you or someone you know ever fought for a loved one's freedom or healing? Share their story below to inspire others and honor their resilience. The vault's contents didn't just incriminate one man, they gave voice to the silenced. Victims in the gallery watched with a mix of tears and resolve. A former backup dancer clutched a friend's hand as Harper described a payment tied to her name, a settlement made days after she'd signed an NDA under duress. "I thought I was alone," she later said outside the courtroom. "Now I know I wasn't." Other witnesses, artists, assistants, insiders began to come forward, their stories echoing a pattern of coercion, fear, and lost opportunities. The prosecution emphasized that the vault's evidence corroborated these testimonies, painting a picture of an industry where fame was a currency and silence was the price. "This isn't about one man," the prosecutor said. "It's about a system that enabled him." The gallery nodded, some in tears, others in quiet defiance, their presence a testament to the power of collective courage. The mother, seated in the back, watched her son's testimony with pride, her silent strength a beacon for others. The survivor's willingness to stand even in the face of fear challenges the culture of silence that protects the powerful. Their stories remind us that change begins with courage. Courage to speak, to listen, and to act. This collective stand prompts us to ask, how can we amplify the voices of those silenced by power? Share a story of a survivor or ally in your community who's inspired you. Let's honor their strength in the comments and build a movement for change. As Agent Harper stepped down, the courtroom was no longer just a place of judgment. It was a crucible where truth forged a new path. The mogul, once a titan of music and culture, sat exposed, his empire reduced to a collection of files that betrayed his own words. The vault, once a fortress of secrets, had become a beacon of justice, its contents illuminating the shadows of an industry that had thrived on silence for too long. This is more than a trial. It's a revolution. The courage of Agent Harper, the survivors, the mother, and countless others who dared to dig for the truth, has sparked a reckoning. The mogul's legacy, once defined by gold records and red carpets, is now a cautionary tale of what happens when power goes unchecked. But this story isn't over. It's a call to action for all of us to question, to speak, and to hold the powerful accountable. The shadows are unraveling, and a new dawn is rising. Join the revolution for truth and accountability. Share this story with your friends, family, and followers to keep the conversation alive. Use #ShadowsUnravel to connect with others who believe in breaking the silence. Subscribe to our channel for updates on this trial and other stories of courage that inspire change. What's your take on this saga? Drop a comment below and let's ensure the truth shines brighter than the lies. Together, we can build a world where no vault can hide the truth and every voice is heard.